What's up, fam? The game is in a very strange place, and it's important that someone can put it into words, okay? Because there's there's supposed to be different customer bases. There's supposed to be a high-end customer base that is a certain way. You know it's going to stay because they're a certain way, okay? But there's also this hype boy category that gets in the way. The hype, okay? The hype boy gets in the way of the high-end customer. A lot of people, they don't even know what I mean when I'm talking about this, and that's why we need to talk about it. The hype boy doesn't know he or she is a hype boy. A hype boy doesn't know they're a hype boy. The highest end customer that's going to get HPS light and understand it compared to LED, the organics, and all that. That customer, that high-end customer, when you open up their refrigerator, you're going to see a whole different type of food that the masses don't eat. I think that's like one thing that can show you who you are. If you think that you smoke high end, but a brand like represents that for you, all someone has to do is look in the fridge. What are you eating? There are videos out there that for people who want to know, they could go look at a Dunkin' Donuts bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, croissant, or whatever. And there are like, you can do your research and see what is in that food. What chemicals are in that food. The poisons that you're eating at the regular grocery store when you go down the majority of the aisles. Most people don't care about that, okay? And those type of people, it's not about the quality of the product, of the trees. It's not about that. The high-end customer base eats a certain type of food. They eat certain types of ingredients that the masses like don't care about. The hype boy has no idea what I'm talking about right now, okay? When the hype boy is looking for something, they only see the name of a strain that has hype. Some producer tells them they have that. That customer base that I'm talking about, they don't do the research to see how that company grows or if they even grow. Are they using LED? Are they using salts? They don't even want to know because they're stuck on some hype thing. They're focused, what are they selling? Are they selling you marketing or are they selling you real quality? Real quality can be added up. You can add it up. A real person can add it up. This circle has been going on for years, fam. Like, okay, these hype boys, they come and they go. They don't know they're hype boys. Like I said, they come and they go. I'm used to seeing I can see the pattern. I can see the pattern, the circle, over and over. We just dealt with a lot of people, and what I can tell you is this. The people that are going to work out, the people that are going to like last here are going to be the people when you look in their fridge, only they know what they're looking at. Like I tried to say before, the high-end customer, the majority, most of the high-end, the real customer base that's on some high-end shit, they're going to be less likely to turn to social media to find product. They're going to go to a store. This is going to make no sense to them. You have to like really be in the game. Yo, fam, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know the game like me. You ever been in the game like me? What we have to do is we have to show people comparisons. We have to like, people already know that we are like extremely, like the way we grow, the quality that we grow, we know how to get everything out of the plant, right? We're gonna have to like do side-by-side comparisons showing LED versus like HPS with the exact clone side by side with like a wall in between, like in 210s. We're gonna have to show that. We're gonna have to show that, and like you're gonna have to see it for yourself. We're gonna have to make stuff like that available to whoever wants it. The road to the real luxury like cannabis game, fam, it's not here and it's not close. It's years down the line. It's crazy education that only few people could even do. So nobody even understands. People, there's gonna have to be like, it's not just me, but other people who can grow Connoisseur. Most people think they're amazing growers. Most growers think they're amazing, fam. Okay? But when you look at the plants, you know they're not amazing. Everybody's gonna hype themselves up. Most people are gonna hype themselves up. The most amazing growers, fam, aren't gonna come from the legal market. They're gonna come from the homegrown market. It's like passionate, some passionate grower, he might only have 4 lights. The market's not gonna see it. The game wasn't meant for quality. Just like the supermarket game wasn't meant for quality. Everything's meant for the masses. Most of the people watching this are gonna, if they even go to the grocery store to buy a tomato, it's not organic. They don't even know the difference. They've never put an organic tomato, an organic ripe tomato in a conventional tomato together and taste them together to see the differences. There's nothing wrong with those people. That's the majority of people. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying that this is like a luxury brand. Okay? So it's like, it's not for those people. And we have to reach the right people. And what I'm trying to say is we're not going to reach the right people like this. We're going to reach the right people but by having real informative and educational long form videos like this, going over everything. And then it's going to take years to grow it. You have to like dedicate your life to this. I've been doing this for 35 years. Now I have to be even more extreme and do all this other work. But that's what it's going to take, okay? And I'm not saying I'm going to do that work. We're always like looking for an out. Like, because the game is not what it's supposed to be, and it won't be for probably at least 10 years. We're 10 years away. I'll be 60 at that time. I'll be like 60 at that time. You only get one life, okay? So you can't make sacrifices forever. That's just how it is. And that's why, fam, we grow in winter and then we don't grow during the year and we look for other opportunities. To sell the seeds right, we have to grow out all the seeds and show people. Okay? This isn't like one day of marketing. Every type of thing that you do involves months of work. It's not like just like buying props and taking pictures or videos. You actually have to grow all this out and do all the work. So we're talking about months and months of work. So I'm just trying to bring you into my mind and let you know what's going on, to just try and speed up the game as much as we can. But what people don't understand about the game is that most of the people that they're going to watch on social media that have to do in this industry, you're not going to get the full story. You're not going to get the dedication. And when I mean dedication, when you're dedicated to something, it's perfection. So if it's not perfection, it's not dedication. I don't know how to describe it to you, okay? Fam, a lot of people in this industry are only here because of easy money. Because it's easier to make money doing this than some job that they would have to have, okay? And that's going to be for the majority of people in this game. Everything can be added up, but the masses can't add anything up. They're not there for adding up. They look at marketing, like I said. The internet's the low-hanging fruit. That's just how it is. The lowest hanging fruit is the internet. Nobody understands how low end the game is. They just don't understand. It's just like buying a frozen pizza. Everything that everybody is smoking, the majority of stuff that people are smoking, from who's growing it, they're just buying a frozen pizza at the grocery store. They don't understand. When you're buying the highest end, fam, you're not buying a strain, you're buying a grower. The hype boy is waiting for the next crop. They don't understand that this is the crop. They don't understand that when you grow the wedding cake and the GMO and the diesel in the winter, you don't grow it any other time. They don't understand that. They're going to wait for the new crop. The new crop won't be for a year. They don't understand. Look at the mentality. They're always on to the next. They're thinking about other brands. They're chasing something that they're never going to find because they don't understand. You look at the grower. If you go on somebody's page and all you see is Mylar bag, fam, like listen, this is why our jars are clear, so you can actually see it. A lot of these other jars, fam, from these other brands, they'll be in a Mylar bag that you can't see the product, or it'll be in a jar that you can't see. It's not clear. It's not clear glass. It's some colored thing. Because they're advertising the sticker that's on the jar. That's what you're buying. You're buying the sticker that's on the jar. You're not buying a high-end product. But it's being sold it might be sold at a high-end price. Because the hype boy doesn't understand the difference. The internet, fam, you're gonna, if you have to go on the internet, it's the bottom of the barrel. It's just how it is. There's always exceptions. In the barrel, there's exceptions. For every 20 people we get, we might really get 10% of that. Or maybe 20%. For every 20 people we get, we might actually have 4 long-term or two long-term. They don't know this. They don't understand this. They're not here for the same reasons. They're not here to help the journey go faster. They're here because of branding. We're here because of the branding. They're here because of the branding that they put on themselves. They don't know what I'm talking about, fam. Okay? The right people know what I'm talking about. A person who can talk on the internet, like me, is not only going to attract the right people. It's going to attract a bunch of different people. That's just how it is. From coming online, in being like in social media, this is just part of it's part of how it is. It's part of what happens. So there's still a long circle, years of the circle that we're going through. But like I said, fam, we had to sacrifice our quality of life to be here. That's why no one would ever come here. Nobody would ever come to a situation like this. Because you have to sacrifice your quality of life. You can't, there's nowhere to go. You can't just like go to some restaurant or some coffee shop, or there's nowhere to go. Okay? You're stuck. This game, when you're dealing with clones and your mothers and all this shit, fam, you're dealing with a ball and chain. Okay? You're not able to do this in the middle of some big city because you need a lot of space to do what we do. To do what we do in a legal way costs millions. Okay? Probably like to do what we're doing right now, we're able to do this out here, fam, for like 150,000, something like that. Say 200,000, 150 to 200,000. We're able to do this, like out here, right? But if we were in Boston, if we were in the Boston area, it would cost us more like 2 million, or maybe even more, probably even more. 2 to 3 million it would cost to do what we're doing right now. So that's the sacrifice that we made. But like I said, fam, we can't just make the sacrifice. We make the sacrifice because we have to. Okay? That's why we make the sacrifice, because we have to. We're still trying to find other options. We can always come back to the game when the game is right, fam. But I'm not going to have my health forever, right? And there's other things in life I have to do. So that's why, right now, our worst case scenario is we have to come back here and grow in the winter, and then we're out the rest of the time. I'm trying to think of what you don't know, to speed this up, but it's just not that simple. Nobody knows. The game is so new that nobody knows. People are so used to just buying trees, whatever they have access to, for so many years. No one even knows what a high-end game even is. Because we live in commercial markets. We live in a commercial country. No one understands. That gets in the way of of real quality. That gets in the way. No one even knows. the highest end producers, they're at a disadvantage because we're competing with thousands and thousands of salt growers. It's not even 99% to 1. It's less than that. It's less than 1%. What we do is less than 1%. People, they see the strain. They don't see what went into it, how it was finished, how was it grown, when was it picked, what did it look like when it was picked. All these people are having these competitions, right? They have all these fake competitions where people are getting they get the bottom of the barrel. These are bottom feeders. A lot of these social media people, brands I mean, are bottom feeders. They'll have these competitions comparing things. 20 different types of concentrate, all in the same day. How are you going to compare anything? How are you going to compare one grower's shit to another like grower's shit for... You're not even comparing the same flavors. What's happening is completely meaningless. It means nothing. You might like papaya more than grapes. Right? Someone might vote for papaya because they like the papaya flavor more than grape flavor. That's not a fair comparison. Like all these competitions, they're not here. They're not here for that. They're here to take your money. They're here for someone to just profit off of you and make money. That's all it is. That's all everything is here for. It's common sense that there is no such thing as salt-grown connoisseur quality. It does not exist. Anybody who knows real food understands what I'm saying. The people who don't, they don't. Peace.